don't have any other branch. हमारी कोई अन्य शाखा नहीं है, न कालों से सावधान.
Jai Hind everyone. Welcome you all at the Sandeep Sir DDA digital platform. As we know that in defense forces, medical is a very important part. Today we will provide you the complete information and procedures for the medicals at DDA digital platforms. This time our medical officers Dr. Colonel Rohit Durga with us to complete procedures. He will brief you. It will be benefited for all the students, those are planning to join the defense forces. Welcome, sir, for the lecture.
Jai Hind. Today I'll be talking about the medical examination that any candidate undergoes for recruitment, especially in the officer cadre. So here we start. See, armed forces is basically for the national defense, to look after our borders. So for that, everybody who is serving the defense forces has to be always in a state of readiness for war. Now, a state of readiness comes in through rigorous training, and rigorous training requires absolute physical and mental fitness. Therefore, medical fitness means to be in a good physical and medical condition, health condition, and free from any disease or disability that may interfere with efficient performance of military duties in any terrain, climate, and in conditions with no medical aid. This is very important because medical aid may not be available in all the terrain, in all situations. So a person has to be medically fit and able to undergo the rigors of the defense. Starting with the physical standards, height for Indian male minimum is 157 centimeters. For females, it's 152 centimeters. However, there is a leeway of 5 centimeters given to candidates hailing from northeast states, Gorkhas, Garhwal or Kumaon region. Air Force requires a minimum height of 162.5 centimeters, whereas their sitting height should be between 81.5 to 96 centimeters, and leg length should be between 99 and 120 centimeters. Thigh length should be about 64 centimeters. BMI has to be below 25. Waist hip ratio for males, it's less than 0.9. For females, it is less than 0.8. Waist circumference should be less than 90 centimeters for males and less than 80 centimeters for females. Now I'll be talking about each system separately. So starting with the musculoskeletal system, the spine should be free from any deformity. There is no scope for any scoliosis or kyphosis. Vertebra should be normal. There should be no history of fracture of vertebra. Sternum should be straight. There should not be any deformity of the sternum like pigeon chest. There should not be any broken ribs or deformity of the ribs. Similarly, the pelvis should not be deformed, or there should not be any history of fracture. Limbs, especially the upper and the talking about the upper limb, there should not be any cubitus valgus. Cubitus valgus is basically the this is the humerus, and this is the forearm. This is the forearm. So if we extend this vertical margin or line of the humerus, this angle should not be more than 15 centimeters for males and more than 18 centimeters for ladies. For lower limbs, there should not be any evidence of knock knees or bow legs or amputation or hypermobility of the joints. There should not be any flat feet or pes cavus. I'll explain this subsequently. In the examination of skin, there should not be any swelling, tumor, cyst, sinus or fistula, no warts or corns, no hypo or hyperpigmented patch which is cosmetically disturbing the features of the person. No evidence of hernia in any part of the body. No huge scars or disfigurement causing dysfunction. No arteriovenous fistula or malformations. No hyperhidrosis, that is increased sweating of the palms and feet. No evidence of venereal disease. Examination of the eyes. The eye should have a complete field of vision. There should not be any evidence of squint or ptosis. No corneal ulcers. No lesions of lens or retina. No evidence of trachoma. Radiokeratotomy is absolutely unfit for the recruitment. I'll come in details to each part subsequently. This is the standard of visual standards required in the army. If a student is 10+2 and he is applying for NDA or equivalent, his uncorrected vision should be 6/36. His corrected vision should be 6/6 in both eyes. Myopia should be less than 2.5 diopters. Hypermetropia should be less than plus 2.5 diopters. Astigmatism should be less than plus or minus 2 diopters. Color perception should be minimum 2. LASIK is not permitted in this age group. A person who is graduated and is applying for CDS or IMA, his minimum visual requirement is 6/60, both eyes, which should be corrected to 6/6. Myopia should be less than minus 3.5 diopters. Hypermetropia less than plus 3.5 diopters. Astigmatism less than plus or minus 2 diopters. Color perception 2. LASIK is permitted. What are the requirements for LASIK? I'll come subsequently. And a person who is a postgraduate, his visual standards minimum requirement is 3/60, correctable to 6/6 both eyes. Myopia less than 5.5 diopters. Hypermetropia less than plus 3.5 diopters. Astigmatism plus or minus 2 diopters. Color perception 2. LASIK is permitted. Standards of vision for Navy. Uncorrected should be 6/6 in one eye and 6/9 in the other eye. Corrected to 6/6 both eyes. Myopia should be less than minus 0.75 diopters. Hypermetropia should be less than plus 1.5 diopters. Astigmatism less than plus or minus 0.75 diopters. Color perception should be 1. Similarly for Air Force, uncorrected vision 6/6 and on one eye it can be 6/9. Corrected to 6/6 both eyes. Myopia is not permitted. Hypermetropia should be less than plus 1.5 diopters. Astigmatism should be less than 0.75 diopters. Color perception 1. Now for LASIK, a bit of detail about LASIK. The candidate should be fit after LASIK and following criteria is required. At the time of operation, the age should be more than 20 years. Minimum 12 months should have passed from the time of operation to the time of medical examination. The central corneal thickness should be more than 450 microns. Axial length of AOL should be less than 26 millimeters. And residual refraction should be less than plus or minus 1 diopter. And the healthy should be, the retina should be healthy. So that's why LASIK is not permitted for students who have just completed their +2, because they do not come in the age group of more than 20 years. Radial keratotomy is unfit. Coming to dental aspects. Total minimum requirement is of 14 dental points, of which minimum of the 6 anteriors, there should be 4 which should be present and healthy, and of the 10 posteriors, 6 should be present and healthy. Now 4 means that the opposing tooth should also be present to make it as a 4 as part of the 4 anteriors, or the posteriors to make it as part of the 6 posteriors. There should not be any malocclusion. Pyorrhea of any severe degree is unfit. Post maxillofacial surgery is a cause for unfitness. A word about orthodontics. Orthodontia is not permitted at the time of medical examination. However, if there is a posterior veneer, it can be used. Prosthetics, the implants and fixed appliances are permissible. Talking about the ENT, nose, there should not be any gross deformity of the nose. There should not be any severe DNS. There should not be any evidence of atrophic or allergic rhinitis. Nasal polyps are not permitted. A chronic case of paranasal sinuses is unfit. Throat, cleft palate is unfit. Trismus is unfit. Any kind of growth or cyst which may subsequently lead to any cancerous growth is unfit. Tonsillectomy is permitted, but at least 2 weeks should have elapsed between the operation and the medical examination. Vocal cord should be normal. There should not be any paralysis of the vocal cords. There should not be any hoarseness or dysphonia. Motion sickness or tinnitus of any of severe form is unfit. Talking about the ear, there should not be any gross deformity of the pinna or of the auditory canal. No evidence of chronic suppurative otitis media. No perforation of the tympanic membrane. There should not be any hearing loss. Implants and surgery of middle ear are not permitted. Any surgery of this nature would render the candidate unfit. Bell's palsy is unfit. As far as the surgery of tympanic membrane is concerned, surgery is permitted, but at the time of medical examination, the membrane should be healthy and should be flexible. Cardiovascular system, pulse should be between 60 to 100 beats per minute. Blood pressure should be less than 140 by 90 millimeters of mercury. Murmurs, diastolic murmurs are unfit. Systolic murmurs may be functional, so a candidate would need to undergo a thorough medical examination by a physician or a cardiologist who would ascertain if it's a functional murmur or it is dysfunctional murmur. ECG should be normal. No cardiac surgery of any nature is permitted. Respiratory system, any evidence of tuberculosis, old or new, is unfit. A case of chronic bronchitis is unfit. A case of bronchial asthma is unfit. Any kind of thoracic surgery is not permitted for recruitment. Gastrointestinal system, any evidence of acid peptic disease or ulcer makes the candidate unfit. Any kind of surgery, it makes it unfit. Liver disease, where there is a raised bilirubin or recurrent jaundice, makes the candidate unfit. Any surgery of spleen makes the candidate unfit. Hernia, at the time of medical examination, will render the candidate unfit. However, in case surgery has been done and adequate time has passed and the scar is healthy and there is no evidence of recurrence of hernia, the candidate may be considered for recruitment. Anorectal diseases like prolapse, piles, polyps, fistula or fissures will render the candidate unfit. Genitourinary system, undescended testes is unfit for recruitment. Any kind of hydrocele or varicocele or spermatocele is unfit for recruitment. Epispadiasis or hypospadiasis is again unfit for recruitment. Penile amputation is unfit. Phimosis at the time of medical examination is unfit. Stricture or meatal stenosis is again unfit. Nephrectomy or proteinuria or glycosuria or hematuria is unfit for recruitment. A renal calculus at the time of medical examination is unfit. Similarly, there should not be any evidence of STD or HIV. Skin, hyperhidrosis of severe nature is unfit. However, due to the nature of the situation at the time of medical examination, some amount of sweating is bound to happen because of anxiety to the candidate, but a severe form of hyperhidrosis is unfit. Acne of severe nature, which is of nodulocystic form, is unfit. Keloids are not permitted. A giant congenital melanocytic nevi is unfit. Psoriasis is not permitted. Leprosy, pityriasis versicolor, and fungal infection or scabies at the time of medical examination is unfit. Limbs. The upper limb, a fracture at the time of medical examination is unfit. Any surgery wherein a rod or wiring has been done will make the candidate unfit. A syndactyly or a polydactyly at the time of medical examination is unfit. However, if the syndactyly can be operated and the digits can be freed without any bony deformity, is acceptable. Similarly, for polydactyly, if the bones are not fused, the candidate may be considered for recruitment after surgery. A recurrent shoulder dislocation is not permitted. A fracture clavicle with a non-union is not permitted. The lower limbs, hallux valgus or hallux rigidus or hammer toe is not permitted. A loss of digit or toe is again unfit. Pes planus or pes cavus is not permitted for fitness. A telepiece of any degree is unfit. Knock knee, where the intermalleolar distance is more than 5 centimeters, is not permitted. And bow legs, where the intercondylar distance is more than 7 centimeters, is not permitted. A genu recurvatum is unfit. Varicose veins is again rendering the candidate unfit. Thank you. I've tried to summarize the various conditions in this short lecture video. I hope it would help everyone to understand what is required of them when going for medical examination. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. Dear students, today medical officer Dr. Colonel Rohit Durga explained each and everything about the medical procedures for recruitment. Students, those are appearing for defense forces examinations. This is very important. आपको सारी चीजें डॉक्टर सर ने एक्सप्लेन कर दी हैं, समझा दिया है कि आपको क्या क्या चीजें की रिक्वायरमेंट है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर एकेडमिक रिटन एग्जामिनेशंस, यू नो दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जैसे ही स्टूडेंट्स डिफेंस एग्जामिनेशन में एग्जाम क्लियर करता है, रिटन एग्जामिनेशंस, उसको एसएसबी के लिए जाना होता है. एंड सून आफ्टर दैट ही हैज टू गो टू अबाउट द मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशंस. To keep yourself fit, आप regular exercises करिए. It is very important so that you will be medically fit. Thanks once again for Dr. Colonel Rohit Durga to provide the complete information about the medical procedures for defense aspirants. Jai Hind and Vande Mataram.
Kindly subscribe D-Day YouTube channel and don't forget to press bell icon.